5 seconds to go. Start. Classrooms across the country are coming to life as children return to schools and playgrounds. But going by anecdotal accounts, teachers and schools are now confronted with a formidable challenge. Nearly 2 years of school closure due to the COVID-19 pandemic have not only interrupted children's learning but also eaten away at their foundational skills and abilities. This has been corroborated by field surveys carried out in Karnataka, West Bengal, and Chhattisgarh by private agencies that show alarming regression in students' abilities. This is a grim sign as the weight of such learning deficits in reading, writing, and comprehension in primary school is bound to stunt education at higher levels. And so, the center's plan to carry out a national survey of class 3rd students to assess the extent of this learning loss is a welcome one. The foundational learning study will be carried out by the Ministry of Education in 22 languages. Specially trained field investigators will carry out the assessments in schools. The focus will not be on intimidating tests but on interactive face to face assessments. While the growth of educational opportunities in the previous decade is a result of an expanded primary education program and the right to education legislation, concerns about the quality of education persisted. Several ASER reports carried out by Pratham Foundation have consistently red flagged the fact that children are going to school but not learning to read, write, or do simple sums. The center carries out its own assessments through the National Achievement Survey, but this is the first time it is paying attention to the challenges of foundational learning. It also so at a time when the pandemic has worsened this crisis. Granular information on the shape of this learning loss will be useful for policy makers, but it is also important to remember that data in itself is not the solution. The immediate short term step is to embark on a back to basics revision program across schools and classes that will imply freeing teacher from the tyranny of completing the syllabus, allowing them the autonomy to make unconventional teaching choices. In the long run, the government will also need to walk the talk on resources to tackle this crisis, which it seems reluctant to do so. Funds for training teachers, for instance, have been slashed in the current budget, which places misguided faith in e learning and TV channels to reach children. The education crisis can snowball into one of equity, creating a new fault line between haves and have nots with alarming consequences for the future. Stop.